Alright, hey everyone, welcome to another WRP live play TTRPG session. What is WRP? Well, that's me, Faye, game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We're a couple who love sharing stories, so much so that we quit our day jobs and created our own company. That way we could create high quality and exciting TTRPG experiences full time and share them with you. And tonight we're playing D&D. This session features D&D's Shadow of the Dragon Queen, a riveting adventure of courage and valor where our intrepid heroes face unbeatable odds in a cataclysmic war. With us at the table are several of the incredible players who have joined us on our grand endeavor. If you'd like to play alongside them, you're more than welcome to join us. You can ask in chat or hop over to our Discord where you can find out more information. Now, speaking of our awesome players, it's time for introductions. Like I said, I'm Faye, game master and storyteller. With me is Sirenscape, who brings all of our background music and sound effects. It's a fantastic and affordable sound collection that you can find at sirenscape.com. And now, let's meet our courageous and daring heroes before we continue on with their tale. We'll begin with an introduction for Vass.
Hey, I'm Caitlin. I'm playing Vass. He is a devilishly handsome tiefling bard rogue who has found himself accidentally stumbling across the multiverse. This week's fun fact about Vass is pertaining to his innate joy at finding a rock that was representative of himself to put in the I can't remember what it's called, but the pathway in Hearts Hollow. And basically, he and his best friend Val used to, when they were kids, walk the shorelines of the Sword Coast. And Val in particular liked to look for cool rocks while they were walking. And so it's the first thing he's experienced that kind of feels like home in a really long time. And I don't think Vass has made that connection yet, but that's ultimately where that inexplicable joy with the rock is coming from.
My heart. Totally not because of some plans that I have in a notebook somewhere. Next up for our introductions, why don't we learn a little bit about Hugh?
Hi, I'm Stefan. I am playing Hugh DeVere, a flamboyant and fearsome fencer. Uh, today's fact about Hugh. Last time Hugh was speculating whether Lord Soth has a theme song. Uh, Now this week he's wondering whether he could get his Fey spirits he has some power over to sing in dramatic choral music when he's fighting. So he'd have his own musical accompaniment.
Amazing. Uh, maybe with some conversations between Vass and Tatina that can happen. But uh, with that, let's move on and get an introduction from Rue.
Okay, I am front board, and I am playing Rhubarb Bafflewander, aka Rue, a forest gnome sorcerer hailing from the Isle of Sandcrest, specifically the forests of the Isle of Sandcrest, far to the west of our setting. So he's a little far from home. Fun fact about Rue would be we've determined that though he doesn't drink much, his favorite alcohol would be moonshine because he's a lunar sorcerer. But in his tribe, they don't call it moonshine. They call it weedwort because they distill their spirits from some sort of plants, like more foresty plants.
Very, very interesting. I think that is a very fun fact. But fun facts aside, we do have a story to tell. and were we've returned to Heart's Hollow, as you were coming back to tell them of the dwarves that you had found in the strange blue caves to the south. And you had made the connection with Ness? Yeah, Ness. I was thinking like she had like a suffix on that, like Nessie or something like that, and I know it wasn't. So, but yes, you've spoken with Ness, and now you are heading over to Lavender's, perhaps for more of his wares. He had a lot of potions, maybe some questions to ask, as he does seem to be a mage of some repute. But you enter in, and it's as it was the last time you were here. It's got a few flickering lights about, and you see the human, his tanned skin, taller, a little bit more stocky built, hair with intricate braids, and a well-fashioned beard. Welcomes you in.
Is there a place here to sit, like any sort of chairs or stools in this storefront?
Yeah, I'd say that there's a few chairs nearby. Not quite near the counter, but you could drag them over.
We're just gonna walk in and plop down in the nearest chair.
Travel taken quite a bit out of you, friend.
That it has, Lavender. What were the name of those beak things that we fought in the cave? Nasty beasts.
Fangworms?
Fangworms, that's it. Thank you, Vass.
Don't think I've ever heard of a creature quite like that. But perhaps you could describe them to me.
Rue would wink at Lavender and then use minor illusion to like conjure a small image in his palm of one instead.
Oh, yes. A more technical term for your fangworm. It seems you've run amok with a brick.
Nick is a good word. You can say it in one syllable.
Especially the
Evocative.
ick.
Mm-hmm. In the middle of combat, it'd be much easier to say than fangworm.
I don't know what's happening.
But yes, I hear they are quite a nasty foe, especially since they travel in packs.
Oh, we found a couple packs of them.
Well, I am glad that you are standing here instead of lying somewhere in the ground. Are
We all are.
you perhaps then coming here for some of my my potions and tonics?
Yeah, I don't know about these
Yeah,
other two, but I could use a refill.
yes, we're standing here with you partially because of your wonderful potions.
He gives a it's a soft smile, just kind of graces his lips as a nod, and I'm glad that they served you well. Well, But of course, the standard, and he'll pull out. Is a rack of healing potions. You would see that there are now 6 that are present that can be purchased. And then do have these are all standard. I've got these 2, which are a little bit more potent, and he'll pull 2 more from underneath the counter. And those are for the restorative potions that I have. If you are looking for some other capabilities, I have the one that will allow you to breathe is under the water as if you were a fish. One that will allow you to rest a little bit more comfortably on the ways that you travel. Perhaps some other interesting items should you need.
How much for all the
Would you
potions?
be willing to?
Sorry, Caitlin.
No, I'm sorry. Literally every time we go
Were
to
you gonna say
talk
the same
today, it's
thing?
at the exact same time. I was gonna ask Lavender if he is open to making a trade.
Perhaps. It depends on if the item in question will be of worth to me, either at the business or my own personal life.
Vass will dig around in his pack and pull out the citrine stone that they recovered on their travels and offer that in exchange for one of the base level healing potions.
That would be an acceptable trade, an acceptable payment. So Lavender will
Fabulous.
uh, hand over one of the potions. And then we'll turn to Rue. Rue, make me a charisma check from your question of how much for the lot.
That's a natural 3, 6.
Alrighty. If you're wanting the 7 restorative potions as well as the potion of water breathing and the restful potion, you're looking at 890 gold.
Ooh, I just meant the healing potions.
If you just want the healing potions, that will be the 550.
How many were there? There were 6, right?
There were 6. Vast now has one of them, so you now have 5 regular healing potions and 2 greater.
Oh, I think I was just after the regular. Sorry, my brain was going places my mouth wasn't.
Yeah, there's a lot of potions on the table here. For just the regular, the 5 that are left, is 250 gold.
I don't really want to give up my moonstones like Vast did. But I want all the potions. I don't want them all, but I want to buy them for the crew, so we all have 2. Let me see. Yeah, that sounds fair.
I do try to price things fairly.
Potions have a like a spiciness to them that I'm not used to, but it's nice. Do you take silver instead of gold here?
If the coin in question is legit, I will take it. Though that graciousness can open doors to people who are. They think they can be funny comparing an old copper.
I would never do a thing like that. But I do have a pouch full of silver I'm trying to get rid of.
I will alleviate your pockets then. You will need to hand it off.
All right, I'm paying this guy in silver. That's like 2,500 silver pieces. You know what? I'm just gonna give him the whole pouch of silver that I have because I don't feel like counting 2,500. So he's gonna get 2671 silver.
Okay. He'll just. He doesn't count it out here. He assumes that you know what you're handing over, and that it's a sufficient amount. And if you need change, of course, you can try and find you, or if you're gone, all the better for his business, I guess. But he
Rue's gonna
nods and
turn to Hugh and Vass and give them each a split of the potion, so everybody should have two again.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
so it seems that you have more adventuring that you are heading out for. Be safe in the wastelands, and especially if you run across any of those tower mages.
The tower mages, the
Probably talking of the mages of high sorcery. They typically have their the towers that stand.
understood. Yeah, I've had some dealings with them in other places. We've had some dealings with them in other places, even. Rue's like not sure whether to how much to tell Lavender or not. Let's just say that they've piqued my curiosity enough that I'll hear what they have to say, because it's better to be on their good side than their bad side, as far as I can tell.
We walk different paths. Just ask that in your travels that you do not alert them much of my business.
Understood.
So, is there anything else that you wish to do here in Lavender's shop before you
Uh,
travel out?
when they're on their way out the door, Vass will turn to Lavender and be like, "Oh, by the way, your sunscreen, perfect." And he makes the little hand gesture. I don't know how to describe it.
Like the chef's kiss hand gesture?
like index and middle finger
Oh,
pinched to the thumb with the other two up, like, perfect.
okay. Yeah. So, uh, he gives a chuckle and a nod. But you are able to exit with ease, and you do have, if there's any other preparations you wish to do, uh, your trip to the Sunward Fortress will be a few days' journey, even with your blessings of being able to move with some ease through the land. Looking at about a 2.5 day trip, maybe three, should you come across some unfortunate circumstances.
Like some plesiosaurus.
Yeah, like some plesiosaurus, or land sharks, or other stuff.
I'm morbidly curious what the other stuff is.
Well, maybe the dice will tell you what the other stuff is.
You don't get good song lyrics from Peaceful Box.
So, uh, you did arrive here middle of the day, early evening, so you can find your way to Clistrin's apartment. The young man, the young scout, is there and looks up as it comes to the door. Oh, hey, you're back. How'd everything go?
We're back. We almost got killed by some fangworms, or I think you might call them gricks.
Oh, yeah, those are nasty.
But we made it. I think we're gonna head out again tomorrow. Go east. Keep searching for what we're looking for. Which I don't even know what we're looking for. Have you seen any more of these dragon army patrols or these draconian creatures around?
And not, not quite. I'm sure that maybe some of the others that are currently out uh, might have seen something and may report back, but I've not seen anything from when I left the spires to getting back here.
Just kind of trying to figure out why they're here. Everything we've stumbled upon doesn't seem like any sort of like big agenda. They're kidnapping people and looking for treasures. It just seems honestly kind of mundane for an army.
Maybe that's
And
the
a bit
point.
uncoordinated.
Yeah.
I'm no tactician, but maybe that's kind of the idea. Make you think that they're doing stuff that they aren't, or doing other stuff. So that way you don't look too deeply at what they are doing as well. It's it's a theory that I've got going on about, the dragon that's out here. And that it's hiding, that it's doing something to make us look away from where it is. So Maybe they've got something similar. But I don't know.
I love how everything comes back to the dragon for him. That's awesome.
Clistrin has got one thing on his mind at all times, and it is dragons and dragon adjacent creatures.
I think that's sage advice, Quistrin. Makes a lot of sense in a way.
Well, I'm glad it made sense to you. I kind of didn't really follow what I was saying, but I guess I said something good.
Rue's like thinking about like forest creatures that like disguise themselves as one way, like completely inedible when actually they are, or like caterpillars that look like leaves or something like that. His mind's just wandering back to the forest.
As your mind travels back to the forest of your youth and life, any preparations or moments here before your rest that you would like to opens up to the floor to everyone that you would like to showcase?
I think it's been a while since Vass took a look at the Argab to make sure it's in working order, so he'd probably do a quick check.
Yeah, go ahead. Either investigation or arcana, I would say, for a dice roll here.
Arcana it is.
Yeah, it seems that the Fargab's well within working order. You can kind of hear the static buzz from it as you're looking over it. All the parts seem to be fine. There doesn't seem to be any sort of rust growing or other sort of complications. It's just you've been out of range for a bit.
So, what were you asking us, Faye? Just if we wanted to do anything before we go to bed?
Yep, that was it.
Um, Not particularly.
And then you're able to rest and rest fully with ease. So you take the benefits of a long rest. And as your as morning comes, you're greeted to once again a breakfast by Clistrin. And you're able to, well, Rue, how you faring this morning?
I think my tummy's still a little upset from the beatings that we've been taking in the desert. Still walking it off a bit. That must be what it is. Not used to all the sun.
And Clistrin says, "Oh, no worries. I'll pack a bag for you. Because of the sun, you gotta make sure that you eat."
Thanks.
Is ice a thing? Like ice cubes?
Yes.
Vass is going to treat himself to an iced coffee this morning.
Hell yeah. Get it while you can, you know? Oh man, I would kill for an iced coffee right now. It is so... Like, I've got all these fans on, and I'm still just a little warm. So, as your iced coffee, your breakfast, and uh, is enjoyed or not so much in certain cases, you're able to set out for your day's travel and just check here real quick to see how our water levels are. The wash remains high these days. It seems that you're getting a lot of hydration out here. Uh, but you are able to set off away from Heart's Hollow and head eastward towards the Sunward Fortress. And where is my... I've lost travel. There we go. Who had the roll last time? I believe it was Rue on our last travel roll, yeah?
I think so, because I think Hugh was before, so I think you made me go next. Yeah.
Yeah, so why don't we get a travel roll from Vass for how your day goes? We're gonna roll 1d20, please.
Alrighty. 9.
With a 9. Your day goes by with ease. You're able to cover plenty of ground, and you do so without running into any sort of strange anomalies or predators. So you cover 4 hexes towards the Sunward Fortress on the map. As we come to our next day of travel. Can you roll for me a d20?
20?
Yep, 1d20.
Straight down the middle, 10.
A 10. Another easy day of travel. The wastes do remain filled with the high waters of the wash. And once more, you cover another 4 hexes. So just double check here that my initial estimation was right. Yeah, so you'd be getting right now to where the aisles begin to get a little bit thinner. And you start to see the spires in the distance as you're right above the Drowning Road river. And as the night comes and morning afterwards. Rue,
Mm-hmm.
can I get a d20 roll from you?
Let's do this. Come on, 11.
On 11.
Oh, at the other end, I got an 8.
You would notice that there is a change. The wash has gone low. And as the waters dry a little bit here, your travel towards the fortress is seems to go quite well. You don't have any strange occurrences that seem to come upwards and bother you. And as you get further out onto the aisles, you would notice amid the natural stone formations here in the northern wastes, there you spot a broken 100-foot spire that lies half buried. You see the massive spire's base and the toppled pinnacle. And it would be quite easy to miss were it not for the excavation sites and abandoned tents that surround these visuals.
You said they're abandoned, though?
It looks it.
Like, abandoned, like they're tattered and not in use, or abandoned, like nobody's just home right now?
Would you like to take some time looking around?
This feels like the right place, you two. Would you agree?
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe we should scout it out before waltzing in.
Yeah, maybe we should have a look around, yeah. Just... Why do people just leave all their stuff here? Did they find what they're looking for? Did something find them? Rue's mind's wandering.
So, why don't we get investigation checks for...
No.
Oof.
I have mods, no help.
It is...
Oh my god, we're helpless.
As you're looking around, you definitely don't see anyone here. Um, it's about maybe 10 or so minutes of looking. You find there are dried meats, enough to sustain a single person for 10 days, or 10 people for 1 day. There are dirty shovels, an overturned wheelbarrow. You do find a suit of leather armor that bears the Dragon Queen's symbol. You see that there is the base of the tower and the pinnacle, and that there are around the camp as well dozens of shattered crates scattered, and an earthen ramp that cuts through the clay and leads down to the ruined spire's foundation. If anyone would like to roll a history check as you're looking around this site as well.
I was wondering if it's possible to tell what might have been in the crates.
Probably just camp supplies. More of the stuff used for excavations or maybe even food, but there's very little traces here now. Vass, with your history check, you can tell, you don't know exactly what religious significance was playing in effect here, but you know that this was likely some sort of holy site, particularly the pinnacle, as you notice that through the construction that the higher levels were constructed to burn like some massive beacon.
Interesting. Vass will convey that to the other two.
Wait, is this tower standing or toppled?
It is toppled.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense then. So the army's already been here and left, so either they found what they were looking for or didn't find what they were looking for. Or something found
Do
them.
you want to search it, see if we can find out anything about the ones who were here?
We came all this way.
Well, you do have the ramp that leads down. That is, it seems from what you were able to see that the pinnacle is unexcavated, so probably no one's in there or was in there, but there is, it seems, uh, the path down.
And you know, Hugh, judging by how slow-witted some of the army soldiers we've encountered in the past have been, they could have come here and completely missed whatever they were looking for. Who knows? Out of character, says the guy that just got 2 natural ones on his rolls.
Oh, I guess we could just poke around a bit.
Absolutely.
The ruin does not look to have any light sources, so heading down, you will likely need to either utilize dark vision or provide your own light source.
Let's see. I have. I think I have anything for. Anyone have a light cantrip?
I do not.
I've never had the need for one.
Do you have a torch, Hugh, in your pack?
I do have a pack of stuff I have not always. Yes, I have a torch and a tinderbox.
Then we have light.
Let there be light.
Okay. You make for the ramp. It is of packed clay and descends from the surface through a gap into the ancient stone wall. Where it emerges, it is into a chamber thick with dust and old air. Atop a low dais to the north stands an altar carved with candle sconces, a shallow basin, and stylized flame. To the south, a spiral stairwell winds downward. And to the east, there is an archway that leads to another chamber. As you enter into this room, especially with the light coming from Hugh's torch, if anyone looking upon the altar would like to roll a religion check here.
Come on, Hugh.
You were so close. We've got triple 13s. It's I'm not sure what deity this altar stands to, but there is a warmth that kind of comes over Vass and Rue, almost like a spark of creation, some inspiration, or at least the feeling of it.
so it kind of feels welcoming.
A bit, yeah.
Rue kind of perks up a little bit.
You have the, again, other doorway to the side, and then the stairs that descend deeper into the ruins.
I think Rue would want to go poke his head in the other doorway if it's open before trying to venture down into the basement.
Yeah, there's no doors that bar this area. So as you peek your head in, you see that there are battered bed frames and straw mattresses that clutter this room, and it's interspersed with fragments of ragged clothing.
Does this look like it's been like recently used then, or like worn from time?
Column A, column B.
Fantastic.
If you would like, you can investigate closer to see if you can find a better answer.
I'm
Does it
curious.
look ransacked?
It does not look ransacked.
I think I'm curious in like the shreds of clothing.
Well, okay. Let me rephrase it. It does look like it was purposely destroyed, but not for like someone looking for something, if that makes sense. It looks like just destruction. Going back to the ransack question. But yeah, if anyone would like to kind of look through anything, investigation. With the three of you looking together, maybe takes 5 minutes or so. Hugh, you're really just coming up with bits of clothing. Rue, you found 2 sets of manacles. And Vass, you find a blue pearl, one of those deep ocean pearls that you would have gotten from Ishvern.
Hey, guys,
Yeah.
I found one of these ocean pearls.
You would notice that this pearl is a little bit larger and very much more clear in its coloration, and likely has a higher cost value than the ones that you currently have.
I wonder if some of the captives were maybe kept here. Wondering if that blue elf that was taken, maybe they were here.
You still have the stairs that you can investigate to see perhaps if the captives may still be here if your theory rings true. But we will have to do that investigation after our ad break. So, please stick around with us and let the ads run. Ads are a huge part of how we keep our games affordable here with Little Wish RP. You can also always make a direct donation to my Ko-fi. Link for that is on screen. Ko-fi donations not only help support us at Little Witch RP and provide your GM much needed caffeine, they also unlock awesome perks for our entire community. They benefit everyone who plays with us for the next month. These perks include special companions, double treasure, double XP, and even new quests. So, stick with us. We'll be right back. And we are back in action. And as we return, your heroes are uh in a fortress, a abandoned ruin, it seems. Though I would say that through all of your while you've been investigating that dormitory area where you found the manacles and the pearl, and perhaps the signs that some of the prisoners were still here, or at least were here at one point. You would notice that the area of the ground here in the ruins, all about in this area, in the altar towards the stairs, all have footprints. There are tracks here in the dust and debris and dirt.
Hmm.
Um, there are booted footprints of perhaps dragon army soldiers. Um, there are softer footprints of perhaps the what's it called? The captives. There are claw marks upon the ground. They go in every direction, and unfortunately, do not suggest individual paths, but they are present. So this was a place of activity, but you're unsure why that's stopped.
They were here. Someone was here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we're too late.
Well, there's one way to find out.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like now that we've checked it out a little bit, something of an important place. So there'd be things to look at.
Yeah, you said those stairs went downward?
The stairs do descend, correct.
Well, maybe we should
Since
go
we
have
don't
a look around. Sorry, Caitlin.
um since we don't know if anyone is still here, should I sneak ahead a little bit down the stairs?
Yes.
All right.
Rue knows how
I
much
do that.
Fast likes to speak.
All right. You descend down the stairs with Vass at the lead. And as you're entering it, you find a space. It's a area that is surrounded by a series of halls and cramped rooms. You can't quite see specifically into much of everything because of the walls that come around, but you do have a thick and rotten smell that permeates the air. You see in every corner and alcove that is present uh, a set of crate or digging equipment. And what would you tell your companions?
Um, I would relay back what I saw, and the fact that there is an unknown source of a very unpleasant smell.
Smell it all the way up here. You couldn't find the source, Sebas, so you didn't look for it?
I haven't looked yet.
I'm afraid of what you might find.
Uh, Perhaps. Vassal press forward a little bit to see if he can glean any other information from this area.
Okay. Where exactly does Vass go?
So, oh wait, you sent us a map, right?
Yes. You are in the second level, the lower one, out of the visuals. You just came down the stairwell.
And that's at the upper left.
Uh, so let me pull it up so that way I make sure that I'm using the map that I sent you guys and not the map that I have access to. So those are a little different. So you are on the bottom left one, and so you just came down those stairs, which is the semicircle.
Oh, so it kind of came out in the middle
Mm-hmm.
ish.
Yep.
Okay. Can I discern a general direction that the odor is coming from?
Not quite. It just seems to be ever present and all around. Like, this entire area just stinks.
Okay. Um, so I can see that there's a hall or like an opening north of me and then southwest and southeast, right from where I am. Like I can see
Yep,
that there's 3 directions I can go.
that is correct. And you would be able, from the two on the more southern end, see that they do kind of turn around into like halls and areas and other doors.
Okay. He'll go towards the southeast passage.
Okay. So, as you move towards the southeast passage, can I get a perception check, please?
Sure thing.
15. They weren't really trying to hide. They were waiting. Which means that you are able to see these figures. They almost look like draconians, but they are bloated. They have bright red skin and wide frog-like mouths. And seeing that you've come here, they're going to start their aggressives, what they've been waiting for. And we're going to roll initiatives.
Oh boy.
Man, I thought I was being sneaky.
They weren't. They were just out in the open, so. You've got Vass, you've got Rue.
Oops. I just accidentally rolled twice.
You did accidentally roll twice.
I'm blaming the setup here.
Okay, no worries.
I think I had my mouse focused in the wrong spot. Anyway.
Ba-ba-ba. So excited for this fight, guys. It's gonna be so much fun. It'll be Vass first. And then we've got Rue. Still don't see Hugh's roll coming up. And then our creatures. So, Vass, you are the first to respond here. What do you do?
So, did you say there's 2 of these?
There's
Uh,
4.
Oh, there's 4. Lovely. And how far away from me are they?
Uh, probably about 20 feet at start of combat.
And are they kind of in a little clump, or are they kind of spaced out along the hallway?
Most definitely in a clump.
Awesome. And do they look like anything that we've seen before? Like, do they look like bloated versions of the Chonky Boys, or are these like completely different
It's hard to say.
hearing things?
Yeah, it's hard to say for sure. They definitely seem to have some sort of base draconian, but they are bright red skins. They have these really wide frog-like mouths. They're bloated, so it's hard to say what they were before the strange amalgamation they are now.
Okay. Huh. I don't necessarily like the tight quarters that we're in, and the fact that I'm by myself. So I am going to retreat back towards the stairwell, hoping that they'll chase me, and then my friends will join me after I yell not incredibly loudly, but enough for them to hear me like, get down here.
With that, Rhubarb, you hear Vass calling near the stairwell. What do you do?
He said get down here, so Rue would make his way down the stairs, at least to the bottom of that spiral staircase. I don't know where Vass ended his turn.
We'll say that Vass is maybe 5 feet away from the base of the stairs.
And I can't see anything, right?
Not yet.
Yeah. What is it, Vass? What am I getting down here for?
We've got company. 4 really ugly draconian dudes that kind of look like frogs, but they're red. I don't think you're gonna like these frogs, though.
I tend to like toads more than frogs, but I like frogs too.
They're behind that wall, and I point.
Okay.
Do you need me to stop them?
I figured you could come down and help, along with you.
Let's slow them down a little bit. I don't see anything hostile, but I trust Vass. Rue's gonna cast a web in the area as far through the doorway as he can see. So it's a 20-foot cube, so I imagine it would kind of stretch down into that southeast hallway, and maybe even a little out the doorway toward us.
Yeah, if you want to get like a little bit of the doorway area and then some of the alcove, you can easily do so.
Yeah, so I imagine it would probably take up the bulk of those squares down in that southeast corner and into the alcoves, yeah.
Well, these creatures go after you, Rue, and will follow where Vass ran. And that is a dexterity save when they enter it, correct?
I believe so. Let's see. Enters during their turn, must make a dex. Yeah, it's a DC 14. It's my spell save.
Alrighty. First one gets an 18. That one gets stuck. Next one also gets stuck. And that is a 24. So
it's difficult terrain for them as well, and slightly obscure area.
okay. They're using their action to dash. And so they'll come all the way out, and what you see is, again, these bloated, almost draconians, bright red skin, these wide mouths, heavy claws. But you only see 2 of them. And does have the wings on the back as well. And Hugh, you heard where Vass called for your assistance down the stairs. As we come to your turn, what would you like to do?
Well, hearing Hugh's, Vass's quest for aid, I cannot turn it down. I come down. So do I see who Vass is fighting?
You would see those 2 creatures that I just described, and the web that Rue has in another area, and you can hear that there's probably more.
Okay. Can I flank one of the ones that is fighting Vass?
Yeah, well, you can easily get into a flank there.
Okay, I Hunter's Mark it and then strike with my S-Stock. So, first is a 16.
16 will hit.
For 13 plus 16 piercing damage. And 1 psychic. So, 17 total.
Alrighty. And anything else from Hugh?
Oh, next attack. I'm taking it at 26 will hit.
Yeah.
For much more disappointing 9 damage.
Alrighty. Damage is damage. But as Hugh, your blade makes impact against this creature, it still seems to be present and in the fight. As now, Vax, we come to your turn. You are in a flank with one of these creatures.
Okay, so one of them made it all the way to me on its turn.
Yeah, it used its dash, which means it couldn't make the attack. So.
Okay, and the second one that came around the corner, is it adjacent to the one right in front of me?
It would have gone for Rue, so not quite.
Okay. Alright. Well, I think I will just draw my 2 scimitars and make some swipes at the guy that I'm in a flank position with. If I can get the right tab open on my D&D Beyond. First attack is a 19.
Yeah, that hits.
Lovely. So that's going to be 8 plus... Where's my sneak attack? 8 plus 8, so 16 points of damage.
Okay. I need a dexterity saving throw from Vass and from Hugh.
Oh god. Are these guys gonna, like, curse me?
Alright, so Vass succeeds. as and we'll see how Hugh fares on his dexterity save. But not so much of an explosion as the form immediately turns to an acid that dissolves the skin and musculature and is splashing down, and you're trying not to be covered in it.
Oh, it wasn't a chunky boy, it was an acid trip.
So we'll just hold on Hugh's dexterity, and
Sorry, I had cap.
no worries.
Or saving throw?
Yes, it's a save.
So 27.
Yeah, you're
Ooh.
easily able to avoid getting covered in acid. And with that, Vass, is there anything else on your turn?
Yes, I have my bonus offhand attack. Is the one that went after Rue in combat with Rue?
Not yet.
Okay. I will run up to it and engage with it before, see if I can distract it from getting into combat with Rue, and I will do my offhand attack. That's a natural one, so yeah. Nope.
Definitely get there and take the attempt. So, it does then come to Rue's turn.
Did you say that one was in range of me, though?
It's not quite. It's getting there. It would have been about like 5 feet away.
Okay, so if I decided to move, or when I decided to move, it would not be able to take an opportunity attack? Is that correct?
You don't know. You don't know its hit range.
This is true. The Bass is here. Yeah, why not? Rue is going to back up. Actually, I don't know if there's more of these things around here, which is very terrifying. So I don't necessarily want to go toward any of the other hallways. If I made an attack against it, it would be a ranged attack, though? I could make ranged attack?
Yeah.
Okay. And there's one down. Let's just do that. I don't even need to make the range attack necessarily. I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame and channel the light of Lunatari of this thing. The color will match its skin.
Dexterity save, correct?
Yeah, DC 14 Dexterity save.
That is a 14 on the die.
Okay. Dang it. Bonus action. Do I have anything bonus action worthy? Nah. I think maybe Rue will kind of step out southward and maybe go like, if it doesn't go through the melee range of this thing, kind of go like a square southwest and a square south, so it's kind of like slightly moving south-southwest towards that south wall.
Okay.
Like 10 feet.
Yeah. Anything else from Rue?
No.
Sounds good. Then it's our creatures go, and it is an action to try and escape from the web, correct?
I believe so. Let's see. I gotta bring up the spell. The creature starts its turn. It must make a dex saving throw. So I don't think it's... Wait. Oh. Yeah, I think a creature restrained by the webs can use its action to make a strength check. If it succeeds, it's no longer restrained. But it says, before that, it says, a creature starts its turn in the webs must make a saving throw. On a failed save, it is restrained.
Right, so these ones are the ones that are already restrained from the last. They
Oh, it
entered in.
remains and it remains in the webs, or I see. That's if I cast web on something that's already there, right? Like
Right.
they don't enter into. Okay, I got it. Yeah, he needs to do a strength check against my my spell save DC. So 14.
Both of those continue to stay restrained. The one that is out of the web is right in front of Vass and is going to take a claw attack at you. That is a natural 1, however. So, Vass,
I love
you
that
are
for him.
you're safe this round. And that's it for our creature. Hugh, we come back to the top of the round. There's one that you can see. You can hear there are more others towards the eastern area. What would you like to do?
Well, I guess the best thing to do is focus on the one in front of us. So, use the bonus action to reapply Hunter's Mark and go stabby. And I'm guessing first stabby doesn't work.
Unfortunately, that is a miss.
Does second stabby of 14 work?
That is also a miss, just barely.
Did he move into a flank with me?
I didn't hear that he moved into a flank, so I'm going to
Okay.
say no.
Okay.
Okay.
I wasn't sure on the positioning there. I just
Ah.
was going for the.
You could move into a flank after the fact, but unfortunately, did not get into a flank for the attacks. Okay. But, is there anything else that you would like to do on your turn?
That's all I can do. So that's all I will do.
Alright, Vass, we come to you.
Alright, well, I will dance around this guy until I'm in a flanking position with Hugh. And then I will make some scimitar strikes with advantage. So the first one's a 17.
That hits.
Awesome. So that's going to be 6 plus 8. So 14 points of damage.
Beautiful.
And the second one is an 18.
Yeah, that hits.
And I would like to make this a defensive flourish
Go for it.
if I can. So that's going to be...
Well, let me just check something here real quick. Yeah, okay. Then you're good to do that. I was just checking on
Okay.
Blade Fire's rulings.
Alright, so it's going to be 8 points of damage, and my AC increases by 3.
Good to know. And anything else from Vass?
That is it.
Rue, we will come to your turn.
So we've got some in the web. We've got this one that's on fast. Is Hugh? Oh, they're in flank with each other now, right? Because Vass
Yes.
created the flank.
Correct.
Okay. I'm a little bummed that Sacred Flame didn't work last time, so Rue's gonna try it again. Beseech Lunatari to
With an 18.
blast this guy. Yeah, maybe it's that we're like inside and that moonlight's just not making its way through in quite the same way.
Maybe.
Maybe. You know, I figured I was rolling terrible dice. I would let you roll the dice, and you're rolling good dice. So either way, I'm screwed.
Maybe it was just bad rolls outside of combat? So, anything else?
I think, like, action to cast a spell. I won't use a bonus action. I'm not gonna move, but I want to kind of just keep my eyes peeled on the other two entrances, like kind of the one to my west and the one to the north, just in case something decides it's gonna come through that way.
Good to know. As we come to our strange creature's turn, one of them stays held within the web with a natural one, but the other one will break free. As it rushes out, it's going to join its brethren, and takes a swipe at Vass from the back. And that is a 21 to hit.
Ooh.
Yes, that hits.
That is going to be 5 piercing damage and 3 poison damage. And I need a Constitution saving throw against disease.
That's my life.
Vass, you have been infected with a disease. Let me just make a note on my end. So, with that, I need... No, it's not, I don't need anything. We get an attack going against Hugh now, because Hugh is now in front of this thing, and Vass is at the back of the other one. This is the one that is damaged. So it's gonna try and claw at Hugh. That is going to miss with a 13. And we come back to the top of the round with Hugh. This thing just tried to strike you.
Okay, well, I'm feeling a bit boring in my attack pattern, but I think the thing to do is to strike back. And I get a crit!
Hell yeah!
Okay, so that will be 8 plus 7 plus 6. Or, that's 21 on the main strike.
I need a dexterity save from Hugh and from Vass.
Oh no.
Mechanically, do I do anything different? Or do I just make a dex save?
No,
So
your disease hasn't afflicted you physically yet.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, an 11 is just under what you needed. 13 is safe. So, Vass, you are covered in acid. You can use an action on your turn to remove the acid, if you would like. But, Hugh, that was attack numero uno. There's another one of these creatures over near Vass, and again, sounds are struggling in the eastern corridor.
So, is it close enough to Vast to flank?
It is, yes.
Okay, I now do another use my bonus action to reapply Hunter's Mark. And
Great.
attack. So I got 23. I had a 9, so it's 23!
Okay.
So 10 13 piercing damage. That's 2 psychic damage.
Hell yeah. Then with that, it is going to be the end of Hugh's turn, and Vass, we come to you.
Okay. Well, I don't love that I'm covered in acid.
Oh,
So
speaking
I'd
of
like to
being covered in acid, at the start of your turn, you do take 6 points of acid damage.
Okay. Why can these guys never do fire damage? Okay. Well, I would like to use my action to remove this acid because this is not doing anything at all for my skin that would be beneficial to me. So, and then with my bonus action, I am going to apologize to Hugh for getting rid of the flank, and I will disengage and then back away from this guy.
Sounds good. As Vass disengages and moves away, Rue, we do come to your turn.
Let's try something different. Slightly. I'd like it to make another save. Rue's going to send a beam of psychic energy at this one that's fighting Hugh with a mind sliver. So that's a DC 14 int save.
That is a 6 intelligence save.
Finally, I figured these guys were dumb and I had to take advantage of it. That's a mediocre roll. That's a 5 psychic damage. I guess that's almost average. And I believe it has a minus D4 on the next saving throw it makes by the end of my next turn.
Alright, sounds good.
And do I have any bonus actions I want to use? No, I think we're good.
Alright, as you think you're good, the last of the ones that were stuck in the web does manage to break free, and as it runs out, that's all it can do. As it used its action to break out, but now it seems hungry, ready to go, and the other one that's over near Hugh will take a claw attack. That'll be a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit regardless. Okay.
So that is 4 points of piercing damage, 7 points of poison, and I do need a Constitution saving throw against disease.
Okay, so my first con check is an 18. And I should mention, I just realized over the weekend that I've been inadvertently cheating and not doing concentration checks on my hunter's mark, so do that as well.
No worries.
Okay, well that's the hunter's mark.
The hunter's mark is gone. But
Wait, you're rolling checks instead of saves. Is that different?
these would be saves. So if
Okay.
that
It's
helps
not
you.
meaningfully different. I don't have proficiency.
Then
Save.
numbers would be the same. So, while Hunter's Mark is gone, you do seem to resist the effects of a disease, and you're fine. Which means that Hugh, it is your turn once again.
Okay. What's the flank situation here?
Flank is gone. Vass disengaged and moved away.
Okay. So, in that case, we're doing this flat out. I will invoke my spell again. And attack. So that's a natural 1.
No!
But that's a 19.
19 hits.
19 for 11 piercing and 3 psychic. It's 14 damage.
This thing's hanging on by a thread, but it's still hanging in there. And with that, anything else from Hugh? I don't believe so, which means Vass.
Nothing left for me to do.
What would you like to do?
I would like to know where the fourth one is. Is there one guy that's still
The
not
fourth one,
in melee with anybody?
yeah, the fourth one just entered into the room and, very much looks like the SpongeBob caveman meme, where it's just, like, looking around for something to go after.
Okay, did it go through the web yet?
It went through the web and broke free. It was one of the ones that was restrained.
Okay, well, let's see if I can make him run back into the web by sending some dissonant whispers, which will be creepy, infernal words his way. So that's a wisdom 14.
With his modifier, he just gets a 14.
Gosh darn it. Alright. Well, that will be half of 11 psychic damage.
Alright, well, he is at least damaged at this point. And anything else from Vass?
Is there someplace I can hide?
You can try and get around, the walls, or behind the stair, or there are those crates that are, and the equipment in the alcove and corners.
It's dash, disengage, or hide, right? Is the bonus action. I'm trying
Yeah.
to find it here and it's not. Oh, there it is, yeah. I am going to duck behind the stairwell in an attempt to hide.
Roll me a stealth roll, please.
Alrighty. Natural 20 plus 8.
You feel very well hidden.
I don't even know where I am.
You phase out of the game and into the real world. So,
Stumbling across the multiverse for real.
it is Rue's turn.
So I've witnessed Vass like kind of disengage and just run off like a madman toward the stairs. Is he looking okay? Like,
You don't know. You can't see Vass.
well, wait. From that and his previous turn, right? I mean, I had to see him like back off and do some stuff, right? He cast a spell and then ran off.
Well, you saw him before, but currently, like, if you're you don't
Just
know
in general
what
across
Vass.
those 2 turns.
Yeah. How is Vass looking, or what would Rue see having watched Vass those last 2 turns?
You know, Vax isn't looking, as good as he usually does, but he's not looking too bad. A bad day for Vass is still better than most days for most people.
Fair enough. And you said that there's 2, so Vass is just spooked for some reason. I don't know why it is then. You said there's 2 of these creatures out here right now, Faye?
Yes.
This might be the end of me. Because one looks like it's looking for stuff, and you know how much stuff likes to look for Rue. But Rue's going to cast Guiding Bolt with his divinely favored Lunatari feat and twin spell it, so he's going to send a beam at each of those creatures.
Okay.
So the first one is going to be a 17 to hit.
That will hit.
And let's make that the one. Let's make it the one. I envision it to be the one on Hugh. Like he's the first one, and then the other one that came in the second. Well, that's 16 damage on that one. That's great.
Ooh, yeah.
Lunitary radiant damage. And there's the next attack on it has advantage, I believe.
Well, this one dissolves into acid. I need Hugh to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh boy. At least it's the ones I'm good at. 13.
13's enough. You are not covered in acid.
It's great. Even if I roll a 6, I'm still pretty good.
And then you had the second on the twin spell.
Beam number 2. Even better. That's a 21 to hit.
That hits.
And that is 14 radiant damage.
Now this one does glow, and the next attack against him will be made at advantage.
Ooh. Don't really have many good bonus actions, but I think seeing where Vass went, or that general direction, if I can, Rue would follow, because I assume that that creature is now onto me since I just zapped it with a guiding bolt.
Probably.
So if I know the general direction Vass went, I would also head that way with some of my movement.
Yeah.
If
Vass, you saw Vass head towards the stairs and kind of be in that area, so yeah, you can run over that sort of general area.
Let's go like 3 or 4 squares north/northwest to the kind of behind the stairs.
This thing barrels towards you, not Vass, towards you, Rue, having sort of spotted where you were going. And you watch as it leaps over the stairwell and comes down and is going to take a slash at you with its claws.
I'm gonna cast Shield at that.
Okay.
It's a reaction.
Okay. Unfortunately, that is a natural 20 to hit you.
Not again. You did this to me the other night.
It happens. I'm sorry.
I know. It's awesome.
For 7 points of piercing damage. And 19 points of poison damage. And I need a Constitution saving throw against disease.
Hold on a second. Okay, I do not have that. That's a 12.
And then, is web a concentration?
Yes.
Need another Constitution saving throw.
Sure, the web gets the 19.
Yeah, so the web stays fine. You don't know if you've been diseased or not. You don't feel any different. But that's it for this creature. Hugh, we come to your turn. You saw where this feral beast just went right after Rue.
Okay. Well, feral beasts are my specialty. And I tell Rue to get behind me. I'm gonna take it down for you. So, bonus action, Hunter's Mark, attack.
Is it still glowing?
It is still glowing, so you have advantage.
Oh, I went from a critical miss to a critical hit on the advantage.
Woo!
Thanks, Caitlin.
So that's going to be a 21 plus, and so I know we've done this before, but does Hunter's Mark count as weapon that doubles, or just
Yeah, that also gets doubled by the crit.
Okay. So add 24. And I'm not sure if I think Dreadful Strikes isn't double, but I'm not sure.
Well, with the way that it for our crits, you get like the single max out and then the dice roll on top of everything. Either way, this thing explodes. I need Rue and Hugh to make a dexterity saving throw. Bass is just outside of it. So,
55.
Rue, you are covered in acid. Hugh, you are not. And
Ironically, I think I told him to get behind me, but I leapt in, stabbed, and then danced away, and effectively being behind Rue.
so, as the last of these creatures fall, Rue, you would take 3 points of acid damage before you're able to wipe it off of you. But you are no longer bound by initiative here.
Ouch. Oh. See if the web stays up just for fun. It's an hour concentration.
Yeah, it stays up through that.
What the heck were those?
Vass will come out of his hiding place. And I'm assuming Rue is not looking too good at this point.
Yes, Rue's looking pretty bad.
Okay, then I would like to do a second level Cure Wounds on Rue. So that's going to be 17 hit points for you.
Rue's looking better. Still kind of wiping some of the remnants of acid off of his body. Feeling a little itchy, scratching in some places.
Yeah. If you let him, Hughes goes in with his cloak to just kind of help you get up. Like, you missed a spot. There you go.
Did you just touch my butt?
I did not touch your butt. I did touch your lower back.
Oh, okay.
Guys, I don't feel so good.
What's wrong, Bass?
I don't know. I'm feeling a little sick.
Well, I can help you with that. Rue's gonna reach out and touch Vass and cast Lesser Restoration. Lesser Restoration for acute wounds seems like a decent trade.
Let me just double check here that I want to make sure that that exactly would work. Yeah. So, whatever afflicted bash seems to dissipate.
Oh, thanks. I think I'm feeling a bit better now. Yeah, no, definitely feeling better. Would you like some more healing? Because I'm super grateful right now.
I mean, I'm not at 100%, but I don't want to take all of your capabilities from you.
Ah, don't worry about it. I'll do a first level. So that's going to be another 7 hit points.
Thank you.
How are you looking, Hugh?
I was not. I was hit once. I didn't record that down. That was for 11. So I'm got 53 hit points.
Okay, you have more than double my current hit points, so I'm not too concerned about you. Sorry. I will do a first level cure wounds on myself though.
Go for it.
So this is gonna be 5 points.
And as Vass is doing a cure wounds, this is where we are going to take our next ad break. So Stick around with us. We'll be right back to continue our story. But before we head out, I do ask that you let ads run. Ads are a huge part of how we keep our games affordable here with Little Witch RP. You can also always make direct donation to my Ko-fi. Link for that is on screen. Ko-fi donations not only to help support us, they also unlock awesome perks for our entire community. Perks that benefit everyone who plays with us for the next month. They include special companions, double treasure, double XP, even new quests. So stick around. We'll be right back. And we're back. We've just gotten out of combat against these strange, misshapen draconians. It's colored draconians. And, well, you've got an area to explore should you wish to do so.
And there's no corpses left over to investigate in classic draconian style.
In classic draconian style. You got 4 puddles of acid, though.
Oh.
For a
Can we
minute, at
bottle
least.
that?
The acid only lasts for a minute.
Okay.
And we don't hear any noise, or do we hear any noise of other creatures that may be lurking in the other hallways? I would like to listen. Let's phrase it as an action. I would like to listen to hear if I can hear other creatures.
Roll a perception or investigation.
That's good for perception. That was almost a natural 1. It turned to a 23.
From where you stand, you're not hearing anything, and maybe that's because there is no other creatures here, or you see that there are a lot of crates and stuff. Perhaps if there are other figures, they've made some sort of barricade, or are keeping quiet, and they may have known there was danger about, but you don't hear anything.
When we were fighting those thingies, did I notice if they were smelly, or is the smell still persisting?
They did have a bit of a reek against them, but there's still more of it. Like, it's still permeating. Just because they died doesn't mean that it went away.
Hugh is carrying a torch, correct?
I was. I probably dropped it during the fight, so I could sword and shield. I could pick it back up and light it back up again.
I would say just dropping the torch doesn't cause it to go out. It's still burning. Torches are a little bit hardy. Unlike their candle cousins.
I think we should have a look around and see if those creatures were defending something or just here doing something. Maybe they live here. Bruce gonna drop web and start heading toward that southeast corner. Stealthily.
Roll me a stealth check.
20. Dirty.
Yeah, you're able to move in, and you spot something. Vass had seen this before, but was almost immediately caught off guard by the danger, and so didn't quite process it. There are, of course, crates and equipment, and those have been moved to fill a barricade into a doorway, blocking entrance to one of the rooms here.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Rue's going to look back at the others and cast message and say, "We've got a barricaded room over here in this hallway." Trying to be a little sneaky.
Well, that seems important.
How high does this
Is it an
barricade
actual
go?
physical door?
No, so there was a doorway, and so one thing that you've noticed here, there aren't really doors in this area. There's just doorways, openings. So this is primarily just heavy mining equipment that has created a barricade. There are some crates at the base, but it's mainly equipment to create a what could be utilized as a door, just harder to open.
Is this barricade something that I could crawl up and over, or is it like floor
No.
to ceiling?
It seems very much floor to ceiling. But if you would like to try a strength check to get out, or to get it moved.
Uh, Not particularly with Rue.
Well, maybe you just have to worry about what's on the other side of the, yeah.
Rue points back toward the direction Hugh was, assuming he's still in the main room, and says, "Come into this hallway and help me move something."
Of course.
I'll even hold your torch.
Okay. We're gonna pretend that I actually have a decent strength score.
Yeah, so if you would like to roll a strength check here.
Message.
Is
Oh,
Rue assisting?
critical.
Rue's assisting by holding the torch and giving you free hands. But yeah, with a 21, easily you're able to move the barricade, and you see inside that there are two figures. A woman, elven figure, blue-tinged skin and a bit of maturity to her face, turns and she seems ready to be on the defense. And she seems to be protecting someone who is unconscious. You see human. But immediately seeing that you aren't one of those creatures, there is a bit of relief on the elf. Who are you?
Who are we, Vass? We are.
Vast saunters over, hearing voices, and says that we are Ispin's misfits.
There is very little recognition on this figure's face.
But someday there will be.
Okay. You are not of the army. And she kind of looks over each of your outfits and does not see anything that shows the dragon queen's regalia.
Not the army that you're most likely referring to. We have come to these lands with a troop from Kalaman to the south.
There's a nod. And perhaps
Wish I could find my notes to try and remember the name of this lady that I think they are. What was the priest? Is it your call? Was that the priest? Is his name supposed to be?
that was the priest. Yep.
Or priest?
Priestess. Yeah. Priestess. She is
We
the
don't know.
spiritual leader, yes. That was the name you were given.
Who would just say, "Are you your call?"
I am. Did you meet with the others who were captured? Are they safe?
I believe they are. Yeah, these two, my friends, freed them from a dragon army encampment. Is that where we freed them from? Actually, yeah.
We met some at the shrine, and then we freed some more at the place that had the boule.
The shrine. Are you to tell me that the ritual was fulfilled, the offering completed?
It was.
That is a relief. I still yearn to reunite with those that were left there. But I cannot leave, not while he's like this. And she turns to the figure that she's been nearby and sort of protecting.
Who is he?
Roan. I don't know him much except for we were both brought here as captives and workers. We were to unearth this ruin. The commander of the camp gave orders to recover what relics or magic lie within. I don't know him well, but there was a glowing stone, large. Afterwards, these violent toad-like terrors emerged. I took him and fled. But we were captured by Veruza, a mage of Draconian. He tried to use this stone to make more Draconians out of us. But something happened. More monsters came about, and Rowan has felt unusual these last few days, but in the last day or so, it's been worse. It's been unconscious. I don't know what to do. anyone,
Sorry.
if anyone would be interested in doing a examination of Roan, the call would allow you to do so. She watches closely, seems she is protective, but anyone who would like to make either an Arcana or Medicine check is welcome to do so.
I really want to make sure I succeed on this guy, so I'm going to use inspiration on my medicine check. Me.
You don't know. You're unable to tell what this sickness is. You have no experience, any of you. It seems a fever of some sort, but you're not quite sure of the cause or the solution.
Sorry, did I hear you say there's some kind of an orb that turns common folk, and he gestures to the group at large, into draconians?
Well, it was a large glowing stone, and Veruza was attempting to use the magic of the stone as well as his own to turn people to draconians, but it only caused more those monsters. Kind of gestures out to where you had been fighting those strange monstrosities. He attempted to transform us as well, but didn't work. Well, I know that Roan has been feeling unwell since those experiments, but as I said, I don't know what is happening.
I don't know what it is, but I can try and help him, maybe, if you'll allow it.
If he is cured, then I will be free to return to my people. If you believe you can help them, please.
I don't know if it's gonna work, but Rue would reach out and cast Lesser Restoration on the human.
As you reach out towards Roan, and as you cast the Lesser Restoration, the light seems to permeate through Roan's body and settle in the chest. And there's something there that breaks. And Roan groans, comes to consciousness. What's going on? Who are you?
Is he asking Rhubarb that?
Yes.
You can call me Rue. You're safe now.
He looks around. I'm not back at Hot's Hollow, am I?
No, not yet. Do we know what Haunts Hollow is?
Heart's Hollow, yes.
Oh, Heart's Hollow. Oh,
Mhm.
Heart's Hollow. Interesting. No, we just came from there.
Sound like a bit of an ass then. If I asked if you could take me back, wouldn't I? I promise you're worth your time. I've got a bit of savings that I can give you as a thanks.
Rue just looks back at Hugh and Pass.
I don't know either.
Ooh. Ooh. As much as I like Hearts Hollow, we may be able to escort you some of the way there.
I'll take what I can get. I'm capable most days of being able to be out in the area on my own, but them Dragon Army folks take you while you're unawares and then gang up on you. Can't fight them back. Not when you're by yourself.
Yeah, we've seen that too. They seem cruel and indiscriminate. I think like above table, right? Hearts Hollow is part of the way toward the Sunward Fortress, right?
Well, you're at the Sunward Fortress.
Or, I mean, sorry, the Wakenwrath. I think it's.
Well, Wakenwrath would be in part way, like, yes and no.
Yeah.
Wakenwrath is more directly westwards, and Hearts Hollow is more northwest from where you're currently at.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of what I was offering, is at the very least we could potentially escort him kind of out toward where we get to Wakenwrath, and then we would have to decide if we want to go to Wakenwrath and let him go on his own, or take him all the way to Hearts Hollow and then come back to Wakenwrath.
Seems a shame to rescue this this person and then send them on their way and have them be captured again.
I know what to keep my eye out for this time. Don't worry too much about me getting captured again.
What about Darrett and Tatina and the army? I mean, we've been gone for days, weeks even. I know they're slow, but surely they've made some progress toward this general direction. We might be able to find out if they're in range of here or somewhere on the way. Maybe they could help escort him. Although I know that Hearts Hollow likes to stay undiscovered by most people. I don't know if they would really appreciate a troop of Calaman army finding out their location.
Roll for me, anyone who would like to roll for me an insight check can do so at this time as well. It comes to all of you. There are patrols and scouts of Hearts Hollow that are in the area that you know of. And likely Roan, being of Hearts Hollow, would be aware of this fact as well and could maybe team up with someone if you can find them. Get numbers, so you wouldn't be out there entirely on its own.
Okay.
So. There. Besides the room here, of course, there's the equipment. but you would notice that there is a bit of a draft. And from what your call has said, an area where they found a large glowing zone, which you haven't seen up here. There is another set of stairs that leads further down. It seems to be where the draft comes from. But before the group can decide should you wish to descend down, this is where our session must end this evening. So, thank you to our players for playing. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Thank you to our viewers for viewing. I hope you guys enjoyed this story as well. I will see you all in the next stream, but until then, head over to willthewitch.com. Check us out there. Join us in our Discord to jump into a game yourself and keep up to date with all of our announcements. And, as always, may the ever-burning light forever guide your steps. Thanks.